Hi everybody and welcome to in this video we are going to be looking at a few things. I'm going to start finally building my media queries and I'm going to be making it work a lot nicer on desktop. I was planning on doing one long video, but it turned into a really long video, so I'm breaking it up into two videos instead. In this video, the first thing I'm going to do is start building out my grid, and I'm going to do that with the sales point section, working on my media queries on that and in my grid. Then I'm going to jump up to the hero area and work on the hero area. And with that, I'm using some vmin, and I think only vmin, maybe some vmax in there as well to get my spacing all right, so that was pretty fun. So then I finished the whole thing off by taking a look at the promo section down a little bit lower down, and that's it for this video. Let's jump right into it now. So I think what the easiest thing to do is going to be to build out a bit of the grid system to get this thing started, because here I have these three columns here which aren't working as three columns. And then over here I have this, which is going to have to be two columns. This is not currently on. This is only going to appear at larger screen sizes. So let's jump in and work on the grid system a little bit and see if we can't get it looking a little bit better. So let's pull that up there and let's get the browser opened. And I've been doing this whole thing in responsive mode. I can turn that off now. I want the full screen. I'm gonna have to do some work in my HTML, I think, also in this one as I go along. So if we remember, I have set up this grid here, and I'm gonna have to open up my grid file. Oops, let's bring this up to the top. I can close my colors and my footer and my call to action and my type for now. I might have to jump back into those. So my grid is pretty much just doing a display flex, and it's making sure that things wrap around, which is stopping these from going next to each other. I haven't set that up with anything, so actually let's do that now. So actually let's do this one first, and then we'll jump back up to the top. If I look down here, let's go find those. Not my hero. Sales points. I have column, column, column. So what I'm going to have to do now is build in my media query. Yeah, so let's just jump in right there. I'm going to say at media min width of 725 pixels. 725 is super arbitrary. I am just grabbing that number at random, and it's just because that's sort of where I don't like what the site looks like anymore. As I've been going through, I've been paying attention, and I just, in that 700 to 750 range, I found things started getting kind of ugly. Oh, I forgot to put padding there. So yeah, I find these are getting really long now. They're taking up too much space. I'd prefer now if those actually fell into columns. So around this range. A lot of people like building media queries around specific devices, the iPhone to iPad to, I don't know, the laptop, the iMac to the Mac or whatever it is very popular. But there's so many bloody devices out there. Not everyone's on an iPhone. Just because you are doesn't mean everyone else is. And building it around those breakpoints to me doesn't make much sense. You should be building around where your site is breaking and not around one specific device or set of devices. In this case, my site's not really broken at any point exactly. It just starts looking ugly. So that's sort of broken in my opinion. So at 725 is where I've decided my site is breaking. I'm not going to have some at 725, another set at 730, another set at 735. I'm going to stick with as many as possible, just with that one number. Yeah, so let's get in there. So the first thing I'm going to have to do is actually make these column thirds. So we'll say column 1/3. We'll just copy that on all of them. Copy column 1/3 and column 1/3. And what's my column 1/3 going to do? Column 1/3 is going to get a flex basis of 33.3333%. I'm too small, so that should now, there we go. Boop, boop. It's breaking. Oh. We're going to have to fix that in my media queries too. I'll get back to that after. The only thing is, right now, they kind of stick together. There's no space between them. So on my actual columns, we build some padding into these. So what are we going to do? We are going to build, let's say, padding 0 top and bottom, 0.5 m right and left. Actually, we can make that a bit bigger, maybe. I'm just thinking, anyway. There we go. That looks better. We have a little bit of space always between them now. And the only thing I'm going to add to this is, what do I want to do? I want to say that my, whoops, and first of type, yes, my first of type has a padding left of 0, and I can just copy that whole thing. And the last of type has a padding right of 0. So anytime there's a column, the first column will not have any padding on the left, and the last column will not have any padding on the right. Those maybe should be built into the media query though, right? To not screw up alignment. Column. And yeah, and now if I look at this column, yeah, that's going to screw up the alignment a little bit. So these should actually be built also into that media query. And this is where SAS does come in handy. At media min width of 725 pixels, and I can just tab those over, and now they're part of the media query. So that looks properly centered now. But when I get to this, now the padding will all be set up properly. So super. I need to do the same thing for my padding top. I think that's just in my promo section though, right? Where's my layout? Home promo. Oh, it wasn't in home promo. Close you. Where was it then? If it wasn't in home promo, what's giving me that space on top? Oh, my I'm thinking home promo, promote your app, but I'm in my sales points. Sales points. Yeah, so in here, I'm going to do an at media min width 725 pixels and first of type margin top of 0. Perfecto. And actually we should also bring, or no, that's it. Super. That looks perfecto. I'm happy with that. Good, good, good. So let's come up to here now. I wanted to do that with those three just to sort of get that going and get the feel of everything. Let's jump up to here now. I'm going to go to my base.sas, so I can turn on my large screen. So my large screen starts at media min width of 750 pixels, display a block. So it should turn back on. Great, except obviously that's not where I want this to be. I want this to be up and next to there instead. So let's do that. I'm gonna let's go look at how this is done actually. I have a column, and this will actually be a column 1, 3, which won't really change much. It's just going to make my image a bit smaller. This one will be a column 2 thirds. 2 thirds. Save. So let's go check that out. Hero. Bring you up to the top. My hero, so, no, not my hero. What am I will have to make some changes to this though, so we'll leave that open. Go back to grid. I have a column 2 thirds flex basis of 66.666%. Haha, there we go. So that right away looks a lot better. And then it disappears and reappears. but I will definitely in my hero need to make some adjustments now. So if we open up my Photoshop file, this is left align text. And you can see my phone's overflowing out the bottom a little bit. So I'm going to have to play with my padding and all of that. So at media, min width of 725 pixels. I am going to say, what did I call that one with the phone in it? There's no, oh, I have my hero image. Let's say that my hero image has a I don't really like negative margins, but I want it to be a little bit higher up. So, actually I'm doing this wrong anyway. No, it's okay. My hero, let's get rid of hero image for now. Hero will have a text align left. I'm just going to do this instead. Margin top of 3M. Whoops, no. No, back. Save. Silly. I want that on my hero text. I'm just trying to think from a media query because this is, I don't want, yeah, I'm going to copy this. Copy. I'm going to say my hero text. Margin top of 3M. That looks better. And the reason I'm doing it this way where I have hero text then the media query is just the way that SAS handles the indentation system. If I had just this here, like that, the CSS that would output would look something like this, where it would output hero text, and then do the margin top on that. And I don't want this specificity on here. I don't want, this sort of defeats the whole purpose of giving everything a class name. This will probably always be in here, but just, I don't want to take any chances. I don't like working that way. I think it creates hard to maintain text, and it's super easy to go down a rabbit hole on that. This makes it a lot easier to maintain, and if ever I did need to just change something on my regular hero text, it would be super easy to come in and do now by itself. I need to change the color of this for some reason. I just come in here and I can change the color on it. So I find this a lot easier to maintain personally. So there we go. That's what I'm going to do. Padding bottom of 0. And I actually want to, let's close this because that's not what it will look like. I'm going to change the overall height of this, I think. Because I'm thinking, where's my hero text? Hero text margin top will be 5 viewport min. Does that make sense? Or is it max v max? That way, as this gets bigger and bigger and bigger, see how it's moving down? I want it bigger than that even though. Let's say that's 10. That way, as the screen gets bigger and smaller and bigger and smaller, it sort of adapts and sort of stays centered. It's not perfect, but it's not too bad. That actually looks a lot better. Wow, I like that. So it's staying, it's keeping everything balanced a little bit more. I really like using vmin and vmax for situations like this. They can be super useful. So I'm happy I finally figured out how I want to set that up. I just want to pull this up a little bit. Without necessarily giving it a specific height. Just to tuck it in a tad, but you can easily run into issues with this. Let's just say I want to do a height of 90 viewport max min. Either way, it's going to look weird, right? That's actually okay. That's okay, that's okay, that's okay, that's okay, that's okay. It looks kind of boring actually right now, eh? I'm gonna force that to break as well. I don't like that it's on the next level. It's driving me nuts. That's okay, that's okay. And my phone's gonna, that's okay. Actually, I could even make this a little bit smaller probably. Let's go with 80. It should be okay. Now the only time this could cause an issue, and will cause an issue actually, I'm sure, because I'm going at the min, is, yeah, just like this, when the viewport gets tiny. So I could give this a min height, of course. Min height. But what would my minimum height be? My minimum height should be, let's 800 pixels. Why is this left aligned, but I have no phone? Did I do those at different breakpoints? 725, 725. Whoops, 725. So that's okay, that's okay. It's has a bit of scroll, but that's okay. Is that okay? I'm gonna do that. Well, it's really gonna adjust only when I get it much bigger. And I do that. You can see it's adjusting to the size of my screen, but at one point it stops getting smaller because I don't want stuff to overlap and get really awkward looking. So I think that makes a lot of sense. So there we go. That's done. This is done. This one is, we have a couple of column halves there, right? So we're going to jump down to here. Let's just open up Photoshop and take a quick look. Yep, so I have two halves that I need to deal with there. So that's nice and easy. We're going to keep plugging away at this. We're going to jump back over to my grid. We're going to keep this up on the screen, and I'm going to keep flying through this. 1/3, 1/3, column, background, primary. So this one is my, let's get rid of that space. This one is my column 1/2. Whoops, copy that. And this image box, which might end up changing, but that's also going to be my column 1/2. That can go here. Column 1/2 is a flex basis of 50%. Awesome. Not awesome. What? Oh no, my title box is flexing. Crud. Okie dokie. So I think because I could fit in, all of a sudden this is flexing and it's going all crazy. This has the translate on it, so it's shifting down 50% of its height. I don't know quite why the height. Oh, because it was matching this one. Because everything's flexing, this is matching the height of that one because they're next to each other. And that's just causing all sorts of weird stuff to happen. And I'm actually wondering if I need that title box inside my grid or if I can move my grid over to here. Would that make it work? Yes. Except now that's way too big. Let me just do an inspect on this. I want to check. I might have broken what this was like at the smaller size. No, that's still working properly at the smaller sizes, except my padding bottom. I broke something along the way, but oh, because I didn't. No, that's in my media query. What's going on? What happened to my padding on that? That's even wasn't that in my base? VG primary. Oh no. My columns. Padding is breaking it all. Because this is in my base. I could have my grid come before my base. Where's my grid? And where's my base? Oh, because that's in my base styles, and that's in my layout. I'm just wondering if I should put an important to hate putting important on anything whatsoever. Oh, I didn't think of that. That's a problem for my grid. I'm actually going to move where my grid is then. I know it's a layout item, but I want to be able to overwrite the padding on it anywhere I need to. So I'm just going to pop that up there. Because that was going to cause all sorts of problems. Okay. And that's more or less working. I just want to give that a max width, actually. Which title box, right? So that would have been under typography. My title box should have a max width. 90%. I know I already started building in some media queries there. At media min width of 725 pixels. I like spacing these out just a bit more, so there we go. Max width. I don't even think I want this as a percentage. Max width of, say, 700 pixels. Much better. I don't want that to stretch all the way across the screen. I want that just to lock in place. Super duper. That's a lot better. This image is obviously having some issues, and I was a little bit worried about that. I sort of assumed that would happen, and I also have some problems with this box and everything. Was that center aligned? No, I had the left align on that. I want that to be left aligned, and my image isn't taking up the whole space. Let's get out of this. There's some padding, and because it's an image, it gets that little space on the bottom. The space on the bottom is easy enough to fix, but the padding issue on the left is not as easy to fix. So I'm going to make this a background image. I had a feeling I might do that, and I also need to fix up some of the spacing. Okay, dokie. So what are we going to do first? Let's fix up the spacing on that blue one. And I'm going to move this a little bit bigger and make this smaller because we can. So my blue box is my base, my BG primary. See, I want to leave that alone. I don't want to start playing with that. Now I'm going to get into, geez, this is where things, not a sale point, promo, title box, column, BG primary is all I put on that, eh? Okay, let's go over to my promo file where I have nothing. Home promo, which was empty. What I want to do, I'm going to do it like this for now. Promo BG primary, which I'm usually avoiding at all costs. And I just talked about avoiding that at all costs, but text align left. Padding left 10%. Too much. 7%. That looks better. Padding top of 10M. Too much. 5M. 7.5M. Right in the middle. Booyaka. Or actually, yeah, I'm gonna have to have more space on the top than the bottom. That's fine. How did it look in Photoshop? Yeah, you have to have more space on the top than on the bottom. My bottom spacing was a little bit bigger though. Padding. Let's just say padding bottom 7.5M. know what? We'll do that. Yeah, we'll do that. And you see, this is where I had a feeling the picture would cause all sorts of weird issues. So my picture, I don't like having image. I don't have any classes on that. I don't like having an empty div like this that doesn't actually have any content in it, but I'm going to do it anyway. That was my, again, image box. Background is URL of did I, just for fun, I did, phone in hand.jpg. Paste. So background size would be cover, and background position would be center. And then now that's perfectly responsive, and it will always work just fine. And that was the solution I had a feeling I was going to do, but I wanted to see if I could avoid it. Thank you so much for watching this video. That's it. That's the end of this one. I hope you liked it. In the next video that's going to come, we're going to be looking at the rest of the site. So I'm going to do the call to action, the footer, and then at the very end go all the way up and do the navigation, just because I completely forgotten to do that from the beginning. So I hope you liked the video. If you did, hit the thumbs up. If you did like it and you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe so you don't miss any of my other videos. I bring you one every single Wednesday, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Later.